Kevin Adams here to talk to you about Google Ad Search. Today I want to talk to you about negative keywords. It's one of those ubiquitous tools that everyone knows about, but there's a lot of mystery around it. What queries do you block? Which ones don't you? Like, what do you expect? How do you anticipate searches that are coming along? And nowadays Google shows you on so many different queries just to test that it's really hard to anticipate where you're going to be losing money on irrelevant clicks. Now, you're not going to capture them all. You're not going to block all of the irrelevant searches. That is just the nature of Google and Microsoft are both very much as partially about privacy as showing to all kinds of other queries. And sometimes they actually have a really good idea of something that's going to convert that we don't expect. And I'll give you an example. If you're working in pest control and termites, some people might search, what are these winged ants? Well, that kind of seems like an odd question to ask, but that's a person who's about to find out a very expensive lesson. So there's other ways that negative keywords work that is misunderstood. Negative keywords very much follow the original exact, phrase, and broad match definitions of keywords. So with a broad match keyword, if I have three words in that, all three must exist exactly as they are, but they can appear in any order and that will be excluded. It's important to note that Microsoft does not support broad match negatives. They support only phrase and exact negatives. So an example, if I put in second hand, then any other phrase in which hand and second appear in that search query can be blocked in Google Ads. They also don't apply to their singular or their plural counterparts. So if I put in second hand, hand will be blocked, but if the user put in second hands for whatever reason, that's not going to be excluded by my negative keywords. If I put in an exact match, it only blocks that exact word, that exact phrase, nothing more. And then with phrase match, that it has to be in that exact order and nothing changed. Again, also if I have second hand and a person who uses in the search query second hands, my phrase match negative would not apply to that. So there's plenty of reasons why you might go, I want to exclude this exact search and only this one, but there's plenty of other cases in which that exact search may work fine in a larger search query. So now what I'm doing here and what you see on the screen is just one of my sheets of negative keyword lists that I've been collecting over the years. And I'm going to go ahead and provide a link to that in this post so that anyone can download it, making it available. I want everyone to be careful of what they're doing in there, but this should be a good starting point. So let me take an example. So this is, all of these are just pre-categorized. I've been just sorting and filtering, and you can always add, you can always remove. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to just copy and paste one of these lists, one of those columns into a negative keyword list or a campaign. Think it through. So I'm going to give you an example down here. Free sample, free samples. Well, free, whether it's broad or phrase match negative, would apply to free sample and free samples. But let's say I had the word, I was in an industry like in which free wheel was a positive. Well, putting in the word free would not actually be bargain related, so we have to think these things through. Another example is anything in prices. So there's plenty of areas in which a person might, I don't care for the word cheap in a lot of instances, but cheap is relative to the user. I do kind of find that it has somewhat of a negative connotation in a lot of cases, but sometimes it actually works, and if you got to drum up business and extra leads, excluding cheap is definitely going to make it a little bit harder. But inexpensive is one that I've heard related with cheap, but I don't find it to be the same negative connotation. Inexpensive is very, very much relative to the user. So what I consider inexpensive is not necessarily another person. If I think something's cheap, I'm kind of suggesting that it's not of high value, or that it may in fact be low value. So another examples are anything in used, because I put used. There's all kinds of cases in which used may actually be in a search query. Just think it through. Test. What I recommend is adding in, then pulling out. I would add in the plurals. I would put in the ing at the end of a lot of words. There's all kinds of things you want to look through. One of the big mistakes that I see is when people are putting in these is just one is putting them into different campaigns selectively. And if you've got, let's say, 4 or 5 campaigns, over time, you have to remember to put that in each one. And if you don't update each one, slowly but surely, some of them have them, some of them don't. So I would highly recommend using campaign negative keyword lists. That keeps it orderly and nice and neat. Every time you update the list, those are automatically updated. Another thing, when you're thinking through what kind of negatives you want and what do you want to clean out, I've seen commonly people are putting in states. That sounds good, but if you look at the abbreviation for states, Colorado, CO, also means company. IN for Indiana. In is in just a lot of search queries that are very positive. So those are ones to be cautious about. I don't have it on screen, but there's a whole list of adult terms. You have to be careful about those because you might have, let's say, clothing retail. Someone might actually have body parts that they're discussing. Does this blouse make my butt look big? Something like that. You don't necessarily want to just block that. Most of them are kind of pretty logical. If you're in medical, there's a whole lot of body terms that you'd really, really want to actually appear for. So think those things through. I've been asked before in the past, why do you have a whole list of adult terms? Well, do you want your ad showing up when someone searches those? Usually not. Now, there's all kinds of cases in which I'll skip over to education category. So in education, like you can see class and classes. Well, depends on what kind of education it is, because it's just a broad category. Anything learning, right? Course and courses. Well, some of that could apply, let's say, if I had race car parts. Well, they could go out to a race course. And you could also think, well, do I want to appear for any individual race courses? Probably not. So those are cases in which you might use an exact in some cases. But again, just thinking it through. Reviews. Reviews can be good. Reviews can be bad. If someone's searching a competitor's reviews and you appear, well, depends on how bad their reviews are. What I've included other ones for injury and risk. A lot of these things are ones you may not want to appear on. Negative, just anything that just screams company. Include some others. Charities, fundraisers, finance. Again, this is all selectively depending on the industry that you're managing. I've had to do a lot of looking up on, find some of these on all kinds of sites listing off. Listing off all kinds of terms. Urban Dictionary. There we go. Looking that up and going, I had no idea that existed. So, legal. This could apply to anything legal. If you don't want to be in front of anything that is even remotely legal, that's a list you would want to do. But you can see where act and acts, that may in fact not be talking about the same thing. It might be used in a different context. I've got a whole list of unsorted ones. I've got other lists that I'll release. This is just the first video. Like I said, I'll keep these updated. And if anybody has any questions, if you have a negative keyword list you want to add, please send them to me, and I will start adding, and I will create more lists. I want to make sure everyone is actually as profitable as possible and successful as possible managing Google Ads, pay-per-click, and Microsoft Ads. All right, and thank you. It's been Kevin Adams, and look forward to talk to you next time.